I am his wife. I am the introvert, and him not so much. But he's helping me, so he's helping me grow, so I have to talk. So I just figured I'd talk a little bit about kind of where we were when we got into this business about 1.5 years ago. And for us, we have 4 kids, 4 small kids. We built our dream house. We have good jobs. You know, we kind of had everything that a working person could kind of want out of their life at that point. But, you know, for us, everything that people look at as, oh, you know, you have nice things, you can do kind of what you want, you can take vacations, blah, blah, blah. It's all great, it's all well and good, but, you know, most people want more out of life than that. 1 vacation a year, you know, okay, I can go to the grocery store and don't have to worry about the grocery bill, not that big deal, but at the same time, when you go through life, do you want to look back and think, okay, I've worked for 40 to 60 hours a week, I barely see my kids, I barely see my husband, I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I work every weekend, I do all, you know. So even though Chris was saying last night, you know, he thought we were 2 people who would never recruit into this business, that we would never be interested in something like this. And no matter who you are and what you're doing, there's always something that you don't have, that you want that you don't have. And for me, I want to be able to tell my kids no, but tell them no because I don't want them to have things, not because I can't afford those things that they want.
Right.
And, you know, especially with the holidays just passing, I mean, kids can dream up anything under the sun. They don't know how much stuff costs. I want an iPad, I want an Xbox, I'm never giving you that, right? But right now I'm not giving you that because I don't want to spend $3,000 on Christmas, but I want to be able to say, I could spend $3,000 on Christmas, I'm just not going to do it. So that's the opportunity that this business is going to give us, is to have that type of lifestyle where we could do all of those things if we wanted to, and our jobs could never give us that. So that's kind of why we got involved, and you know, Pinoccs is doing an awesome job of kind of getting it done every day out there. He went full-time in July, and he just really has gone at it hard every day, and you know, he's the reason that we're even on this stage. So here we go.
All right, so I'm going to go in rapid fire. I know we were running short on time. I told Stacia to say several things, and even though she didn't, I'm going to make sure that it was mentioned. Like she said, we had a dream house. We're making in excess of $100,000. We're the type of people that we feel like nobody would go to because we quote unquote have it all. The person that recruited us is no longer even in the business. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in, right? So in our base shop, some of the things that we talk about all the time. Luke always talks about who are you recruiting today, not tomorrow, not next week. Who are you recruiting today? You know, once you recruit them, let's get them in the field. Let's get them trained. Even though I'm extremely good at what I do, when I sit down to train somebody, the reason that I'm doing it is because 90 days later, you're going to be on your own. So take some notes, look at what it is that I do, because 90 days later, you're going to need to be doing this. So we try to get them trained and try to get them trained properly. After that, we need to get them licensed. We need to get them coded. And we say lingo all the time, so if you hear coded means get a license. We try to get them licensed. And then the other thing that Luke always says on a daily basis is what it is that you learn. We go through a lot of hardships in this business, but if you don't learn something from it, you're going to repeat it again. So Luke, those are the 4 things that Luke always says. You know, I'd be, you know, just crazy if I don't mention the team that I have, the awesome team that I have over there. Last time I was at a major event, we had a few people there. All of the people that we have here now are totally different, and it's a 90-day time frame. Everyone is different than 90 days that we have there. So now in terms of recruiting, I'll give you guys some quick notes in terms of what I do, because I am like a madman. That's all that I think about, right? And so in terms of what I do when I recruit, I find out what they want. I find out what they want. And then I show them how they can get it with Primerica. That's what I do. I expose their nightmares, what I do. Because we all have a nightmare regardless of what it is, we all have a nightmare. So I expose their nightmare, and then I show them how Primerica can help them get whatever it is. I ask simple questions. It's nothing that none of us wouldn't ask. I ask them, you know, where do you work? How long have you worked there? You know, what do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? And obviously it's casual conversation. They're going to give us the answers to that. And then with that information, then I use that information in my presentation to help them to know that that's exactly what it is that we can do here. So now moving on in terms of face-to-face. So every single time I sit in front of somebody, my whole goal is to recruit you. The sale's going to happen. I don't care about the sale. It's going to happen. Everybody needs what we do. I'm going to recruit you. Example. So Luke had an old client, and his old client called, and she said, my daughter and son need some insurance. Pinoccs, go over there and write it up, right? So when I walk in the door, I sat in the door, mom's here, 2 kids are here, and I sat down with them, and I did my presentation specifically to recruit them. At the end of my presentation, I recruited the husband, I recruited the wife, and then I did their app. We were going to do that anyways, and so they turned to the mom and said, "Oh, I didn't even realize that he was coming over here to offer me a job." And she said, "I didn't realize that either." Yeah, I'm the only one in the room that knew exactly what was going to happen, because that's my purpose, to recruit him, right? And so next thing, I'm rapid firing because I want to give you guys the understanding of what my mindset is every single time. You know, so I was talking with a buddy of mine, and and I said, "Hey, I need a name. I need someone that I can talk to today. Give me a name." We went back and forth. He gave me a name. I went over to that house. Didn't work out. I said the same exact thing to her. Give me a name. Give me a name. I just need someone I can talk to. Went over to that house, and when I went over to that house, she made me tea. I recruited her. She did her life app. And now she's going to be coming back to do, her orientation and get that stuff done. I try to use everything in my power. If I'm sitting down with a new recruit, I call Lena. I had a gal that was Cape Verde, and I conference her in with Lena, because I'm trying to use everything in my power when I recruit somebody, because again, we have a wealth of knowledge in this room. Don't hesitate to use what you have here. And then the last thing I'm going to say before I leave, I'm rapid firing. People don't have what we want. You need ownership and you need overrides. They don't have that on their jobs.
Right.
You need to let them know that. I don't care what they have. Just like Stacia said, we had what we consider an amazing lifestyle, but we knew we wanted more. I could have worked another 13 years at Lifeline, but it would have never been mine. And then the last thing that I'll say to you is this: don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with people that don't value it. Right. Don't waste your time with people that don't value it. There's a lot of people that need what we do. All right? Your family can't afford for you to waste your time. I'm done.